Words, thoughts, things. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Chloe. Some way, somehow, we've made it into 2024 and here we are in Amsterdam. Oh my gosh, it literally keeps snowing and then 5 minutes later the sun comes back out and then 5 minutes later it snows again and then 5 minutes later the sun comes back out. So I actually have so many big changes coming up with my travel plans and, well, life plans, just really in general. So I'm just gonna kind of talk you guys through that and give you an update on what's going on in my life. Basically, I was able to go home in December. I was able to go back to Chicago. I was able to visit my family for the holidays. And while I was there, I also got to work for a month, which is really, really great because I was just able to have a normal routine again, like a normal everyday. While I was home for that month, I essentially decided that I'm just going to continue to return home every 2 to 3 months. That way I can work. I probably have one of the only jobs in the world where you could work as little as I'm going to and still like keep your job the same, basically, not exactly. Yeah, major perk of being a hairstylist right now is I can come home every 3 months because that's about how often everyone gets their hair done anyway. So my idea is that I will go home about every 2 to 3 months and I will stay in Chicago and work for a month. Gives me the opportunity to have a little bit of a normal life, make some money. Because as of right now, I still do not have a job out here in Europe. I still do not have a place that is my own. I have been staying in hostels pretty much the entire time. And that is pretty much going to continue to stay the same. So I'm really, really fortunate that my boss will actually let me come home that often and continue to work. It massively helps me out. That way I have a plan B. I have an option to work. I do have a plane ticket home to earn some money and I don't have to just spend everything that I have saved. Obviously, that is so helpful. So that is the first big update, that I will be traveling home every 2 to 3 months to be able to work. While I am home, I'm probably gonna be pretty shit at posting. I will try my very best to get some content up while I am home. It is just a lot more difficult for me as I am, well, one, trying to like work as full-time as possible, but then also I'm just trying to get the time in to see my friends and see my family and spend that time with them. So hopefully content will still be able to be uploaded while I'm home, but bear with me if not. The second big update is I actually decided to move to Amsterdam instead of Paris. I'm so grateful for all the time I got to spend in Paris because that is what really helped me come to this decision, as well as that little last minute trip that I took here to Amsterdam, because that tiny little trip changed the trajectory of everything for me. So if you're debating on booking a trip, just book it because you have no idea what it could mean for you. Literally, I don't think if I would have taken that small, just like couple day trip to Amsterdam when I did in November, do I think I would have made this decision. And I think I would have been in a much different place. Now, that wasn't my first time in Amsterdam, it was my second time, but coming back for that second time just fully reminded me how obsessed I was with the city and how much I fell in love with it the first time. So the second time, I just fell in love with it way more. And then on top of that, having spent as much time as I did in Paris, it really gave me the perspective to look at Amsterdam in a different way. I saw even more things that I loved about it because I had the comparison of a city like Paris behind it. So if you guys watch my videos and you've been watching them since I've been on this travel journey, moving journey, I don't know what we want to call it, to be honest, you probably know that I am able to get French citizenship because my mother is a French citizen. Well, turns out that process is still going to be a super long process, like probably a couple years, which I did somewhat expect. I was hoping it was less. It was not less. Therefore, I would need to go through a big process of visas and whatnot, which is a very complicated process in France. The French do like to make it difficult for you there. They're particular people. I can't blame them, but They don't want to make it any easier for me. So, whereas in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, it's a lot easier to apply for a work and residency permit. At least much easier than it is Paris. I'm not saying any of this is an easy process. None of it is, really. It's just easier than Paris. And very truly, I would much rather be in Amsterdam than Paris. I love Paris so deeply, but it is a lot of a city for me. It's just not the city for the rest of my life. Therefore, I would rather spend my time in Amsterdam, and it's an easier process anyway. Like, it literally just makes sense. I feel doing anything else would be silly at this rate. But then, of course, while I am able to work and live and establish my life in Amsterdam, I am still able to work on my French citizenship. So then that's essentially the whole plan. So I've been in Amsterdam for almost a week now, not quite. Crazy, a week has already gone by. There's so many things I love about it. I love the biking culture. I love how open the society is. I think it's so beautiful. It's fairly small. That was the original reason I didn't think I could move here, is because I thought it was too small for me, especially coming from a city like Chicago. There is so much I love about this city. It's just so peaceful. It's so beautiful. It's smaller, but there's a lot of people around. But after being in the craziness that is Paris for 2.5 months, I think I see the beauty in a smaller, slower city a lot more. I have way too much stuff here with me, so first order of business is honestly shipping stuff home. I need to ship stuff home. I have too much stuff. Like, an absurd amount of things. Like, nobody should have this amount of things while traveling. Keyword, while traveling. I will be in Amsterdam pretty much exclusively for the next 2 months at this point. My life is basically gonna go 2 months at a time. You can probably expect a life update from me about every 2 months, because that's pretty much how often my life is going to change. So until then, I will just be walking around, exploring, doing things, bringing you guys along with me on all the little things that I do, which most of will probably be walking around, but still. Everything that I've put in this video is just what I've been up to for the last couple of days. I am gonna try to go back to Paris because I miss her, so. I am here all on my lonesome. I actually don't know a single person in this city. I know way more people in Paris than I know in Amsterdam at this point. Well, granted, because the amount of people I know in Amsterdam is 0, so. But that is all part of the process. That is all part of the fun. I was able to meet people in my time in Paris. I am surely able to meet people in my time in Amsterdam. Small side note, I've been getting more and more into my film and using different film and what that looks like and whatnot. So if you are interested in seeing some gorgeous film landscape photos of Europe and things that I've been doing, I will link my film Instagram down below so you can check it out. All right, that's pretty much gonna be all for this week's video. Just wanted to give you guys a quick life update. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up because it really helps me out. I'll see you guys in the next one.